Wake up, workers and comrades, it's time to strip away another illusion. They tell us to recycle, but 100 corporations cause 70% of emissions. They tell us to drive less, while billionaires fly private jets. Climate change is not your fault, it's capitalism's. We are told that climate change is everyone's fault, that if we just drive less, recycle more, and buy the right products, we can save the planet. But here's the truth. Individual choices aren't the problem. Capitalism is. 100 corporations are responsible for over 70% of global emissions. The fossil fuel industry knew about climate change for decades and covered it up. So-called green capitalism, carbon credits, eco-friendly branding, electric cars, is just another way for corporations to profit while the planet burns. Today we're breaking down how capitalism fuels climate destruction, how market-driven solutions keep failing, and why eco-socialism is the only real alternative. We're told that climate change is caused by consumers, that if we just use paper straws instead of plastic, buy an electric car instead of gas, switch to reusable bags, we can fix the problem. This is a distraction. The real culprits? The oil companies, billionaires, and industries that make trillions from destruction. ExxonMobil, Shell, BP, and Chevron knew about climate change as early as the 1970s. Instead of acting, they spent billions funding climate denial. 100 corporations account for more than 70% of industrial emissions. The US military is one of the largest polluters on the planet, burning more fossil fuels than entire nations. Yet who does capitalism blame? You. While working people are shamed for driving to work, billionaires fly private jets to climate summits where they tell us to do more. Every time climate activists push for action, capitalism responds the same way. We'll fix it with the free market. Carbon credits? Just a license for corporations to keep polluting. Recycling programs? The US ships plastic waste to poor countries, where it gets burned or dumped. Electric cars? The batteries require lithium and cobalt, ripped from the global south through child labor and environmental destruction. While corporations push fake green solutions, the fossil fuel industry makes sure real change never happens. Under capitalism, the only thing that matters is profit, and there is no profit in sustainability, only in endless growth, extraction, and waste. That's why corporations won't stop climate change, but they will try to sell you on an eco-friendly product and call it a solution. What's the worst example of corporate greenwashing you've seen? Drop it in the comments. The oil and gas industry isn't just responsible for climate change, they actively sabotage solutions. Fossil fuel companies spend billions lobbying against renewable energy. The US government subsidizes fossil fuels by over $20 billion a year, all while telling people to buy electric cars. Whenever a country tries to move away from fossil fuels, Western powers overthrow their governments. Example: Venezuela. A country with the largest oil reserves in the world tries to nationalize its resources, and the US responded with sanctions, coup attempts, and economic warfare to keep oil under corporate control. If the ruling class really cared about the environment, they would nationalize the fossil fuel industry, phase it out, and invest in renewables. But that would mean less profit, so it won't happen under capitalism. The biggest climate criminal almost no one talks about? The US military. The Pentagon is the single largest institutional consumer of fossil fuels on Earth. War destroys entire ecosystems, from Agent Orange in Vietnam to oil spills in Iraq. Military spending diverts resources away from climate solutions, funding war instead of clean energy. While people are told to reduce their carbon footprint, the military gets a blank check to burn oil, bomb nations, and guard corporate interests. While corporations and governments profit from environmental destruction, indigenous communities have been on the front lines protecting the land. And indigenous resistance in Canada keeps fighting against oil pipelines cutting through their land. The Zapatistas in Mexico have built autonomous, eco-friendly communities outside capitalist control. Amazonian indigenous groups have blocked logging, mining, and corporate land theft for decades. Their message is clear: capitalism isn't the solution, it's the problem. If capitalism is driving climate destruction, then it's time to ditch capitalism. Nationalize the fossil fuel industry and phase it out, not incentivize oil companies to go green. Invest in public transit, renewable energy, and sustainable agriculture, instead of relying on private companies to go green on their own. Decolonize the climate movement. Stop Western nations from dictating solutions while exploiting the global South. Eco-socialism means putting people and the planet over profit, and that's why the ruling class fears it. The billionaires won't save us, the corporations won't save us, and the politicians won't save us. Expose the lies of green capitalism. Organize for real climate action, not corporate solutions. Fight for a system where the planet matters more than profit, because if we don't end capitalism, capitalism will end us. Until next time, comrades, stay sharp, stay organized, and never stop questioning power.